Hello sir, nice to meet you. I represent one of those multi-million-dollar award-winning super cool agencies. Let us know what you need for your website and we'll do just that for a humble price of thousands of dollars. Hey, did you miss me? I'm back. And I'm here to stay. Question: what is an agency? Answer: it's a place where you bill your clients big time for making a landing page. Right? Right? To learn how to make one the right way, okay? I'm calm. I'm calm. In the second JupyterX crash course, I will show you how to build a modern landing page for an agency with JupyterX. If you're an agency, this will help you bill your clients even more. If you're an end user, this will help save thousands of dollars. If you're none of these, then, well, you're something special. I'd like to meet you and have coffee sometime. For starters, JupyterX crash courses are comprehensive, all-in-one A to Z series of high-quality, deeply ideated, and carefully crafted videos to master JupyterX. My name is Afshin, a branding expert and your JupyterX master in this video. In this video, I'll cover the following topics: header, hero section, intro, services, subservices, customers, testimonials, blog, and the footer. And hey, don't forget to read the blog post that comes with this video and enjoy the extra info. So what are you waiting for? Let's dig in. So here we go. This is an agency webpage. It has everything that a webpage needs, especially the phrase "we are," as in we are a team and we always do things together, as in none of us are freelancers actually, and none of us do many jobs at the same time. So let's consider that this is honestly an agency, and there actually are 5 people or more doing some, creative job with some drone. And then, let's make this page. So here we are in the dashboard. I'm not a fan of these, thingies, so I actually made them collapse. And then, now what we're gonna do is, first of all, take a look at the customizer. Let's see what's happening here just before we move on. And you can see that we have the logos. First of all, we have the logo primary and a secondary. So we're gonna see why this is important, because this black one would not work on this dark bluish, duotone color. So we need a white one that we use for more like darker backgrounds, and we call it a secondary logo. As you can see, we have no other logos. We could add as many logos as we want, and we didn't do that because we just need 2. Okay, so you have the site settings. You can see it's full width, and the 1240 pixels, and then we have the boxed, disabled, and full width, as you can see. The menus, however, we are going to make the menu. About the fonts, as you can see, we have Nonito Sans added, and they have customized everything. So the body is like this, the links don't have any font, and then the headings are like this, the 42, 600s. So you have to do each one of them. I'll make sure to include a file in the blog so that you can use that and make your own design work, because when you're starting, making these things work for you is really frustrating, and it's better you start from complementing what other people have done. So we're gonna include that in our blog. Okay, so the widgets, it's not from here, and a header. So we have 2 headers. As you can see, we have a sticky header, we have a header, and then here, this is the key. We give it an overlap content. If we didn't do that, this wouldn't happen. So this hero section wouldn't go inside this header. So when we enable this overlap content, basically what happens is the header kind of fades, into the hero, or vice versa. I don't know how to put it. So now we're going to talk about this more in the header section. And see, we have disabled the title bar, don't need it, and the footer has the footer template, and basically that's it. And this is the file I'm going to make for you. So I'm going to export this from here, and I'm going to import it from here. So let's go back and start making our page. So before making our page, we have to make this header, and then this one, which opens. This is called a sticky header, for those of you who don't know this guy. Okay, so to make it look and feel the way we want it, let's just first of all edit this with Elementor. I want to show you how everything is in this web page. So there's a tablet menu, and then there's a mobile menu. Basically, mobile menu and tablet menu are the same. Only the the sizes and proportions are different. The desktop one is different. So let's just get to it. First of all, from templates, let's go to add new. As you can see, it helps us work efficiently. So we call it agency header. And then let's create this template. It will take a while. Let's be patient. So it's gonna give us some templates, but we don't want any of these. So we just want to make our own. It doesn't really matter which one of these you choose. It's gonna make it easier, but it's not gonna change it significantly. So I'm gonna choose this one, and we need a place for the logo. So let's add the logo first, and then. So as you can see, this is a bit bigger than we expected it. So I'm gonna make it the second one, and then I'm gonna make it smaller. So let's just make it 200 pixels wide. Okay, I couldn't do it with the mouse. So 200, and also we can just drag this and then make it 25%. We're gonna add menu here, but let's first add button here. I'm gonna do this very fast. Let's do it. Okay, so it's there now. We just have to make it work. So the first thing that is important to do is to write. What does it say here? It says let's talk, huh? Let's talk. Okay, now I made it. Let's talk. And now, and then do we need anything else? So we need to link it to contact on the page. Okay. And we have the hover effect. I don't think there's anything that we need to know about that. And then here, the color and everything else has to be done. So first of all, let's add the color. So it's 4181 EF. Close enough? Yeah, great. Then let's just make it center. Okay, we have some padding here. Let's disable this so we can do it one by one. So from top, we need it to be 17. From bottom, again, we have to have a 17 one. And then from right, we're gonna make it 30. And from the left, again, it's gonna be 30. So it's getting there, right? It's kind of close. It's not exactly the one here, but it's getting there. So let's go and edit text. So for the text, we need to be a bit bolder. We need it to be bigger. Not that big though. This is good. So also, one thing that we actually, I made a mistake here. So it was like, the text had to be this color.
So let me just copy this. And then here, give it the text color should be this. The normal and the hover though, the text color should be white. And here we're gonna make this correct by doing this. And then in the hover, it's gonna be like this. Okay, so you see this happens now. Now, as you can see, it just is very white. We don't see anything happening here. So we need to do something about it. By the way, we have to give it some kind of, you know, yeah, see, it's now sweeter as a button. So we need to give it some shadow. Not in the hover though. This was wrong. Let's go to normal and then give it a shadow. Okay, so the button's good. We have the logo and that's it. So this is the now we have to add the menu here. Let's just go ahead and add the menu. And yeah, this is the menu. Now we have it there. But now we have to change the colors in a way that works. So first of all, I'm gonna make this menu like this. And then we're gonna change the colors. So let's go to text color and make it gray. Okay, this is the normal color. Now for hover, we need to make it white. And for active, we won't have any active because it's a one pager. So I guess we're ready. See, it works like this. So now for the text and how it looks, to do some things, you need to make it a little bigger and a little bolder. There we go. So this is the menu. This is the navigation. This is the header, basically. This is the header for the whole thing. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make this thing not visible on tablet and mobile. And then we're just gonna duplicate this thing. So this way, this time it will be different. As you can see, we're gonna move this here, and let's just change this to our primary logo. Okay, so here we have a different approach this time. We want it to be the opposite of what we made there. So the text color, so I'm gonna need this, so I'm gonna just copy this. The text color should be white, and then in the hover it will be like this. So see this part? Okay, so because the background is completely opposite, so here we have the background should be like this, and in the hover the background should be the same. So also for the text, we don't need that. We don't need any color for the text. So we don't need any hover color basically. So we could actually leave that alone. So now we also need to remove this box shadow for also, okay, now it works. Great. So I'm gonna make this again 18. This has to be 25 again. So see, when you move this, they move too. So basically we should make our mind from left to right. Now this guy has to go like this, and also the color has to be cleared, so we have this, and then we don't need this or this. Also the size has to be smaller, so let's just do this, and then they're smaller. Okay, one thing that I forgot to add here is a padding. So I'm gonna give it 30 pixels from top and 30 pixels from bottom. And then we're gonna do the same here because we forgot. I mean, I forgot, but you forgot, you know, too. So let's just make this 30 pixels. So great. Now we have these, and this is our, you know, mobile and tablet header. So I'm gonna, this time we unhide it and just hide it on desktop. Now we have our header. Now how we made this menu, I actually explained it in the previous video. I'm gonna make it in the next section so you see how we made this menu. So this is our, you know, header. I'm publishing it. Okay, one more thing. So look a bit off. Let's just make this. And then this one so that it is better. And now let's update this, and this is our header. We have ourselves a header. So because this is a desktop one, when I do this, it just disappears. So let's go back to the dashboard. So now we're gonna make a sticky header so that it does this. So when we do this, it just does this, okay? So let's go and make it happen. So we add a new one, it's a header, and we call it agency sticky header. Okay. So this is an empty one. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add what we created for the header here and do some things about it. Okay, so we have the agency header, we just insert it, yes. And okay, so let's wait for it to load. Okay, so this one is for the mobile, and we don't need it because we don't have a sticky header in the mobile or tablet. So here we have our previous header. So one thing we should do is we should make this the background white color. And yes, this is the first thing that we should do. And then also let's change this to the primary, and also we have to do something about this button. Here we have to take the box shadow away and also choose the colors differently so that it has the, okay, let's make this like this. Okay, so we'll take care of the rest just in a bit. We don't need a hover effect for this, so we're just gonna clean this. And then for the text, we have the white one, and then for the hover, we'll have just this. So for this part, I'm gonna do something for the menu and the style. I'm gonna clean this, something around here. I'm just gonna cheat and take the color code 92 and 99. So this is the code. We're not gonna touch this. This is okay. For hover, I'm gonna do this. Yes, this is our accent color. This is the main color of the web page, and we don't need the active one. So okay, so this is how it works. You have this, and we have this one. So the sticky header has to be a bit smaller than the main menu. So we need to reduce these paddings to maybe half. Yeah, this is better. So this is our, header now, sticky header, and I'm gonna add some kind of border to it. In the border section, we don't need a real border, we just need the box shadow. So see, this is a lot of box shadow. I don't need that. I need something softer, something that just shows itself. Again, I'm gonna cheat and enter the code from the sample. So it's softer now, and you see there are things we can do here. not much has to change, but you can just do this. You see, this happens. It just adds the amount of the shadow that comes out of the under of the box. And let's just publish it. So there we go. We have our header. We have our sticky header. Okay, let's just go back to the dashboard. Now, about menu, this is where you make the menus. So you see these are custom links. You see the mission. Then we have the services. You see these are hashtag services because we're gonna put them inside the sections and guide the menu so that it does this. Let's just have a look at the real page. So when you do this, it just moves like this. And by the way, this is our sticky header. This is the one we made. So when you do this, it just goes onto that section of the page. And it's pretty straightforward. So you see mission here. When you click on it, when you click on the mission, it just comes here. So this is the part that we have mission. So in order to create a menu item that looks like this, you need to add a URL of like somewhere on the page. Obviously shouldn't write it, shouldn't make this long, but I'm just doing it for the fun of it. So, and then write, for example, and then we add it to the menu, and then we have it. So if I save this, see some section, it says some section, and then here also some section. We don't have that section in this this page, so it won't work. But so we add it here, and then if we gave that hashtag to any of these sections, it would actually go to that section. So let's just remove this from here for the sake of, you know, not ruining this page, and then save it again. Okay, now we're done with the header, sticky header, mobile header, and everything about the header. I actually showed you how to make the menu. Now we're gonna move on to the hero section, but before making the hero section, we actually have to make a page. So I'm gonna create a page from here, and let's just add a new page, and I will call it agency. Let's just call it Afshin agency. I'm in love with myself, so I would like to name my agency with my own name. So here at the page attributes, you have to change the templates to full width. And then let's just click edit with Elementor and see what we face. Okay, so here we are. As you see, we have this section, which is within basically the up there. So I'm gonna click on it. So I can't click on it. So since I can't, I just have to go back to the dashboard. And here we have the overlap. I say no to it. So first we edit it, then we can actually make it, you know, overlap again. So let's go back. This time I'm free to work. Okay, so see our headers are working. I'm gonna add my first section here. So this is our section, and the first thing that I need to do is that I need to make sure that this is big enough for whatever I'm gonna do. So let's just give it a minimum height of around 600. Like it's 600 exactly. So this is in the middle. It's boxed, and okay, let's just choose the background photo so it looks more like the one you see there. Where's the background photo? The background photo is Okay, it's this one. It was just in front of my eyes and I just missed it. So as you can see, this is how we make it. So let's make it this way, and also this, not repeat. And we just wanted to cover the whole thing so we can see the whole thing. So this is a really good looking bunch going about their day in your, you know, typical agency. That's how we roll, basically. That's always how we roll. We have an overlay here. I'm gonna cheat and take the color from my notes, and there you have it. So there's this blend. We can just play with it and then make it overlay, screen. You see, these are really different things. So when you make it lighter, darker, you can use the saturation, the color, not just luminosity, and all this one just makes it, you know, make the contrast more. So let's just add a heading. I'm gonna just add heading here. Okay, this is the heading. So what does the heading say? Let's just, you know, copy paste that thing. I don't have enough time. Okay, I made a mistake of not just, okay, this and this. Wait, boy, this is acting really weird now. I can't. So let's just go here and then make it a bit lighter. Before that, let's just make it white so I can see what I'm working with. Okay, so let's just do something here. The content width should be less. Oh, it's identical. Awesome. And the reason you don't see it like this is because we needed this space to work, and this place didn't let us work, basically. So I had to, you know, make it work. I could also use a navigator, but then again, I just didn't. So we are here, it's done, and now we need to add an icon. So it's Jupyter X icon. Okay, this icon is not this one. Sorry, this is play button. So I'm gonna use this one and insert. Okay. So we need to have a container, a circular, and we wanted to do this when we go over it. So just make it grow. Okay, now it's growing. But now they're into each other very much. So let's just add a little bit of space right in between them. I think 50 is about right. So now we need to make the icon look exactly like the icon in the main design. Smaller, like this. I'm happy with the results. So the container has to be white, and the icon has to be blue, but like the accent color, the overlay color that we gave to the section will be the color we use for the icon's color. So was that, if you remember? Yes, sir, we have it. Okay, now all we need to do is to make the container a bit bigger. So as you can see, there is nothing we can do about the container like this. So we need to have a little trick. And that trick is adding, you guessed it, a padding, and voila. We have what we wanted here. So, okay. So this is the hero section, as you can see, and we're done with it. Let's just check the result. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna just publish this and then go back to the dashboard. Now I can do the overlap, update, and now I'm gonna go back to editing the page. So now, yes, we have it. It looks identical. So these guys are happy. Let's go on and make the rest of it. So let's just check this. Okay, so we have here some text, some headings, some, smaller headings, and, this picture. So what we need here is, what we need here is, okay, I'm just gonna, we need 2 columns. And I'm just gonna, add a heading here. And the first one, this is a heading. And then I'm gonna add another one. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. And finally, a button. Okay, so, and then here, I'm gonna add an image. Let's just use the image from Jupyter X. Okay, so I'm gonna choose this image here. Where are you, sir? Is it this? Yes, it's this one. Okay, now we have it. So you see, this image is a bit smaller in our example. So I'm gonna click on it, and in the settings, I'm gonna set it to large. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give 75% of its width. I guess that's about it. So as you can notice in the example, we have some space between this part and this part, and also from below. So that would be here. We need some padding here from top and bottom. We can use padding or we can use margins. They're different. In this instance, it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna use paddings anyway. So you see there's some space from top, and then there's some space from the bottom. So we have our thing here. So let's start copying things. So I'm gonna copy this. It's about us. I'm gonna copy it here. And also, that's an H4. The H4 in our settings is white, so I'm gonna make it black so we can see it. Now, if I had written about us myself, I would have had this problem, but now you can do this and then just write like this. And still you see this happens. So, and about some, padding, we can give it some padding from the button so that it has this space here. The one that you see here, you just can create it like this. So the next part is this one. We create market-oriented strategies for your brand by the expert managers, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm gonna come here. I'm just gonna paste everything here. Okay, we have it. It's already there. This time it's H2 and automatically it was H2. And then, so here it's a bit different, closer, I guess. So let's just make line height. Yeah, this is almost. So let's just add this text. Again, like the other one, we can create this space in the bottom of it, doing this. Okay, so we need to add this Latin text here. Copy, paste. You can just copy paste here so that nothing comes with it. Okay, so when you do this, it just goes there. All we need to do about this is to give it some padding like the other ones. Okay, now we come to the button. So the button, let the link be like this. You can take the link and do whatever you want. But let's change the link to work with us and choose an icon for this with an arrow. Okay, so you see this is how it is. So the icon has to be here. Okay, so there are things that we should do about this. So we just don't want the button to have a background. Okay, so you see the text disappeared obviously because it's not black. Now we have it. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for us to, you know, be good. Okay, so for some reason this is acting weird. I'm gonna do something about it, but this is a trick. So I'm not really happy about doing this. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna reduce its space. Okay, now this is not how it happens. I'm gonna do this so that it is definitely in the same line with the others. Also, I think that there's a problem with this, so I'm gonna make it a bit, yeah, this is more like it. Okay, as you can see, there's a difference here. So I think there should be a padding here. By the way, these should be set to the middle. Also, this guy has to be set to the middle. Of course, it's taking all of it. So now here, I think there should be some padding from this part. So let's just make some padding from the right. Also, let's just give it a bit from the top. So it's more, you know, like this. Now we have it. So there's one thing we should do, and we should give the section a class, a CSS ID, and we call it mission, so that the next time we just, you know, click on it, click on the mission, it just comes here. Okay, so let's just update it. So now we're gonna include the part about services, the strategy management, marketing management, and design and development services. So this section is easy, but then there are lots of details that make it actually look the way that it looks like. You can see the hover effect, you know, the distance between, you know, the padding between these, you know, elements, and, you know, the way you can use these photos. So if you click on them, nothing happens because it's a one-pager, but if this was a normal web page and you could just click, it would take you to that specific services page, and you could actually you know, tell people what you do in that field. So let's just start making that section. So we have obviously a 3-column structure. What we need here is an image layouts element. Let's just add that first one. So where is that? Where is it? Yeah, it's here. So we add this. Obviously, this is for using several photos, but that's why we are using this, because we need a specific ability. We need to edit something on this image, so I will show you exactly what. Okay, so I'm gonna see what happens here. You have to also disable that. Okay, so I'm gonna make this external one so that it doesn't happen like that. So let's find this man with the marker in the hand. Okay, this is the guy. So now we see it. We want to give it some space, so I'm gonna go like this and give this some padding. Maybe 25 is okay. So we continue by adding a margin here. So that looks good. Okay, so this photo, it's external, it's image 1. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove the description. I don't want anything to be seen on it. Also, I'm going to remove the icon so that, yeah, that's all. That's all we want. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little shorter. This much. Yes, that's correct. And now I'm going to also change the overlay color. 114 CBD. That's less opaque. All right. So let's continue by adding a heading and then a text editor right here. So we have this now. So before this, we can add a spacer so that it's a bit, okay, it was supposed to be here. All right, so now we have 40 pixels of distance between them, and also the heading also has to be a bit farther from below. Let's copy the content from here so we can copy more accurately. I'll have to change it. Okay, so it says this one. I'm just gonna change typography here. The size of this text, I'm gonna change it 22 maybe. Yeah. Okay, and here I'm gonna change this text to this. Okay, so okay, so here we have one six. Yeah, that's correct. And then we need a little bit of more space here, so I'm gonna add another spacer there. It'll be like 30. Okay, so here we have, you know, they have lower part. There is a border on the lower part of these, you know, boxes or columns. So we're gonna use the border attribute in the column section like this. I'm gonna give it a solid border. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give 1 pixel to the lower part. I'm gonna make it, you know, grayish. So we have this. So this is the normal one. Now for hover, we need to just change the color. Again, we have to have the solid one. I just need the code for the color. It's 2B 71 F6. Okay, so when I come here, it will do this. Just like that, voila. So I'm gonna remove these. Now we could just create one column from the beginning and just go on. But the thing is, then you wouldn't know what each column would look like if we're done. Now we're actually we have 3 columns that do exactly as we want. And okay, now we're gonna just replace this. That's it. We have our greatest achievement. So only thing we need to do here is to give some space in the bottom of this section so that we can have you know, this great neat look of our web page. So like 100 or maybe 120 maybe is enough. The first choice was better. So now we have it. So see, now we almost created 3 sections perfectly. I'm not saying completely because I'm not sure. Sometimes you can miss things, but then I tried my best, so I think it's good. All right, so we continue. Okay, so we ended the services part really fast, really easy. All you need to pay attention to is to create one perfect column and then just duplicate it and add the content accordingly. So the next part is actually a bit fun. We are having something special here. This guy here is not a background. As you can see, it's not possible because we have a grid here, and this text is above it, and then there's a shadow. And this is not, if you wanted to use a background to recreate this, it wouldn't really work on all devices and all screens. So let's just create this and continue. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is 67. Let's just make it 70-30 so that there's a color before anything that we need to add. The color is 4183 FF. Let's just apply this color here. 4183 FF. Okay, so now we're going to add heading. I'm just going to write this thing there. Okay, now we have it. As you can see, there's a padding here. So if it was a margin, it wouldn't include the background color. So that's the padding. So I'm gonna go ahead and give some padding from top and below, exactly the same. I'm gonna go ahead and say 100 pixels and then 100 here. So and now I'm gonna go ahead and make this guy white, and let's just make it a bit bigger. Okay, that's big enough, I guess. So now let's just make it, this is good enough, I guess. Also, we need this to force this guy leftward. So we need this. Yes, perfect. So now this is great, and we're gonna need some distance from the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's just give it some 80 pixels from the below. All right, so let's now, there's this button here, work with us. It's the same button that was here. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna take it and drop it here. Okay, so this guy is different here. So first of all, I'm gonna make it this way. Second of all, I'm gonna make it the text, of course. I'm gonna make the text white. And okay, this is almost done. Need some space from above. So I'm gonna add in spacer. Not that much. Even less, okay. And now we're gonna need another spacer below it. But before that, let's just make this part, and then we can continue with that. Okay, so these are really easy. This is an image box. Let's just make this. First of all, we have to add the intersection here. I guess we have applied the padding to the wrong part. I need to apply the padding here. Uh-oh. Okay, let's just do this and hope it works. Yeah, now it's working. Let's continue with adding. Okay, these are 2 columns. I'm gonna hold them for now. In this column, I'm gonna go ahead and say, because there's a distance between these guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's give a padding of 50 pixels from the right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add an image box. If I can type image box. Okay, this image box goes right in there. We're gonna make it this way. Let's choose the image. That's this guy. Okay, so this section is over, kind of this part. Now we need to add this fun thing here. I'm gonna just go ahead and add this image. Here, let's just choose the image. Where is the iPhone? So I added this. Now we need this to be smaller, obviously, and we need the whole thing to kind of be more distant from the other one. So the best way is to do this. Okay, and we need this to be away from this guy, so let's just add a spacer like this and then make it as far as possible. Okay, so now we have this. We want to make it look correct. So first of all, let me show you something special. We had this in the other tutorial, other crash course in the restaurants. We have this custom positioning system. So when you do this, now it's free to move, huh? Okay, so let's just give it some place to be. How is this much for you, huh? Okay. And then also we can do this, that. Okay, so we want it to move a little bit from that part, from center. 10 pixels is enough. So far so good. It's good, it looks good. But then there's something we need to do here. We need to have this, the shadow here. So let's just create that. And it's like this. So easy, yet a bit. So let's come here and then it's around here, and then I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna do around this. Okay, now let's do the other parts. So we don't want any horizontal shadows, we just want verticals. Okay, now I don't want it to be as blurry as possible. Really soft shadow. And you don't want any spread. So I'm guessing this is a bit. Okay, let's just do this. I'm glad with the results. I'm happy. So great. So you see, this is how it looks. Now we have, of course, because we don't have anything below here, you can't see it, but now we're gonna add more items here. Okay, so we've done the subsections, subservices section, and now we're moving to the customers, the companies that have already worked with us, the logos. It's very easy. It looks very fancy. I like the way it looks. Let's try to recreate it and be really loyal to the design. Let's start with adding our section. It's going to be like this. So I added the section, and actually instead of adding a section, maybe I can copy this section and just move it, because it's very similar to the other section, and move it here and then just start editing it. That's much better, right? So it's just, if I just get rid of this image and make it, maybe it's 50-50 is right. Okay, let's just copy this, and then here we are. And then we have this guy. Okay, we don't need this guy. We have to delete it. Now here we have this text. I'm gonna copy this and come here and paste it right here. Okay, so we almost have what we needed, if you have noticed. And by the way, there's something I forgot to do here. I need to do something so that this image doesn't look like that. We need a border radius of 45. Yeah, now it's better. So there's just one difference here. We need more space from above and less space from below. So because we want these two sections to actually look like one section. So now we're going to add our new section, which is, this is 2/3, 1/3, I guess. 2/3, 1/3. Yeah, this is correct. Just going to go ahead and add brands here. Okay, let's just take care of this part first. So we need 3 columns. Need no brands for now. Remove this one. Let's choose the logo. Okay, the first logo was Funny Speech, I guess. So let's just duplicate this. And now we have 6 logos. And now let's just change the icons and see what happens. All right, that's good. Okay, trying to create this guy. So let's add our heading and say whatever that they're saying here. So let's just first edit this and then see what happens next. So this is gonna be around this yay. Oh, I couldn't do 18. Also, we need this to be, yeah, centered. Okay, so from the top there's some distance, and also from below. Then there's this guy. So let's go with some padding. See, paddings are very handy. Just let you put words anywhere you want. So let's add a 20 pixel spacer here and 20. Okay, so also we need, like, I think more padding here from the top. The reason I'm doing this and not just having this 40 or adding 40 points to here is because in responsive this is going to come in handy. I'm going to need this for our work. So I'm going to need another spacer. That's about right. And now I'm going to add an image. We want to add the Google and Facebook logos, partner logos, I mean. So I'm going to choose this guy. So it's big, so we need to make it small. So we put it on Pixar and see, it should be around 200 pixels wide. that is what we want. Now we need another 20 pixels here. Just give it some space and then duplicate this. And then just come below that. All right, and now I'm gonna change this to Facebook Marketing Partner. Okay, now it's good. See, it looks authentic. It has everything that we needed. So now only we need to have this line here. So this is kind of easy. It's actually a border. And you just need to make it solid, not like this. You have to do this. And you see on the right, we have a 1 pixel thingy. And now we're gonna make the color. See, now this is too opaque, so we need to make it a little less violent. Maybe like this. Even less. So let's do this. Okay, now it's great. I'm happy. This is awesome. So now looks good. Here we go. We made our customer section really easy. It was so fast. It was so easy. It was so straightforward. I can do it again and again, but I just don't want to. I want to continue. I want to move on to the next section, which are the testimonials. This section is very familiar because this is actually the same thing as the menu. In the restaurant menu, we use this tabbed content, but this time we have the testimonials and we can use this. We can slide it and we can show people many stuff. Let's just create another section, or we can actually recreate this one because we need some of that. And come here and, okay, so I need the color for this. I'm gonna have to cheat. I'm sorry about that. But you have me to ask, so I have no one to ask, so I need to cheat. F9FCFF. So you see it's just a very slight color difference from above. Okay. All right, so here we go. First of all, obviously it's not, the padding is too big. We need to make it smaller. So let's just make it less. Wow, that's a lot of padding. I can't still fix it. All right, great. Next one is this one. So I'm gonna delete this one. Okay, so this one has to say testimonials. And this one has to say we have changed in business life after our customers started. And so we need this to be one column. So I'm going to delete this, but then we have broken this one. What are you going to do about that? Well, it's easy. Just have to add a break after hour. And then you have it. Okay, now we're going to add, you guessed it, tab section. And I'm gonna remove these guys, and I'm gonna add, instead of this, okay, what is this guy? It's a person. Let's say person. No. Human body. No. Hangman. No. User. Yeah. User, yay, that's it. So it's not that one, it is this one. So let's just check this. First of all, yeah, it should be in the middle. No background. And then no border. make it solid, and then point listing in WordPress. You always have to do this. So annoying. So now we have this part. I'm gonna make this, and I'm gonna make this 0. I'm gonna make the background color nothing. Sorry, it was here. Okay, now we don't need background there. All right. So first of all, we need some space from the top. And now we want this to not look like this. So let's just open this. So icon position should be on the top. Wait for it. Okay. So the icon size is bigger than this, I'm sure. This is 18 or something like that. 20 is great, right? So the text, I think, has to be smaller or bigger. Yeah, it's bigger. And there's nothing more here to do other than changing the hover and real color. So for real color, let's go with this. Now for hover, I'm gonna have a darker one for both. Also for active, we need the same thing. Okay, now I'm happy, almost. Okay, so now we can create more content here and then add the names so we can have this. Okay, now we can actually do this. So let's just save our work up to here. So I'm going to show you what we do here. We are going to choose one of these, one of these templates. So for example, on customer 3 now we have this guy, this lady. Well, this is something that you create somewhere else in the section that we call templates and save templates. You can use them on other web pages, or you can use it on this web page. But the good thing is you can actually have them in the library and you can use them anywhere. And it's so good and handy. So let's just choose this one. So for example, now I'll build this one. So I'm gonna make that other one. So I'm gonna make this one. I'm going to recreate this one for you. Okay, let's just update our work. Go back to the dashboard. Now we come to templates and we have save templates. So the save templates section, we want to create a section. So sections are like this. So template 1, 2, 3, whatever. So I'm going to create a template and I'm going to call it a section template, and I'm going to call it Testimonial 1.2, and then just create that. Okay, so this is how we're going to go about it. I'm going to put a section there, not like that. I'm going to put a structure there as 20%, 50-50. I'm going to add an image there and choose Dorothy's image. Where is Dorothy? Yeah, Dorothy is here. We added her. Okay, and then I can see that on the left side there's this text. So I'm gonna add heading and then a text editor. Let's just first replace the words. I think we didn't need this. This is extra. Let's replace the words. Okay. Now, also we need her name. So we can use various ways. We can do various things to do this, but I'm gonna use an icon box, and this is how we're gonna go about it. We're gonna reduce the size of the icon to 0, and we're not gonna see it. That's it, done. And I'm gonna go ahead and say verticalone here. Okay, so we need to do some things here. We need to change the spacing between these two. Okay, so again, we need this guy to be a little to the left. So there are various ways to do that too, but let's give a margin. Now this guy is bigger, so let's just make it bigger. I guess 20 is okay, and then italic. This is too big, I guess. Maybe a little less would be nicer. The color should be pitch black. That's better. Now we need some space from above. Okay, so spacer. Let's just make it here. And then also make it here. Duplicate it. Let's make this one a bit bigger so it comes lower and is towards the center. And now this is 70. Now we need another one. Duplicate it and then just put it here. I guess that's it. We have our own testimonial. Now we only need to change this guy's, settings. So for this one, just need to make it a bit smaller. And this guy has to be a little larger. And then also a bit bolder. This guy has to be pitch black. This one has to be grayish. Okay, now it's ready. We can just publish it. Let's have a look. It's nice, beautiful. So let's go back to editing this page that we were creating. Yeah, Afshin agency, this edit with Elementor. Come way down, way here. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna edit this. So customer 1, the template is gonna be one being created. Okay, so this is customer 1. So customer 2 is empty. Customer 3 is the same guy. So we have to give customer 2. I'm gonna give this other one. Okay, this is the same. So I'm gonna go like this. All right, and then for the customer 3, I'm gonna go like this. Let's hope that we got it right. Yes. So, okay, the testimonials section is done too. It's really easy after you get the gist of the elements, how to play with them and how to actually edit each part. They're really editable, they're really customizable. The next section is our blog. Now let's just create another section, but let's just duplicate this for the matter of saving time and energy and whatnot. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna remove the color from the background. And okay, so it says testimonials. It has to say our blog. Okay. And here it says we share the latest developments in the digital world and innovations of our company. Where was the break? Digital. Let's put a break here. By the way, this is not considered coding. I'm not going to accept any objections. This is a very innocent HTML tag. It's not code. Okay, so now we're going to add posts to bring our blogs. Okay, so there's nothing really special that we should do. Only there are some things that we can do, like we need 3 posts per page. And so these are what we should have and not have. No author, no categories, no tags, no comments, no excerpt. Okay, so now it's better. Okay, so on the style, we need some padding to give them some space again. So let's just go ahead and add these paddings. 20 pixels from the right, 20 from the button, 20 from the left. You might wonder why we don't do it from the top, because the space from the top is enough. We need some border, and it's solid, and it's just 1, and it's gonna be very, very friendly, like very soft. See, it wouldn't be really, you know, one of those borders. So the featured image also has to be edited. You don't have to touch most of the things. The only thing we need to touch is this. Okay, so we're done here. Now we come to the post title. The post title has some changes. We need to adjust it. So post title has to be a bit smaller. Not that small though. And obviously should be black. And on the hover, let me check my notes again. Okay, we took care of that. So we need the next section is the meta. We need some spacing from the top, and we need it to be a bit gray. Okay, we are actually done. This is so fast, even for me. Let's give it some space like this and update. Okay, we're almost there. The next section is the contact us section. As you can see here, there it's somewhere you put some photo and then some form, and people are gonna, you know, talk to you. So let's just create it really fast and go and do the footer, and then we'll be done for the day. So we're gonna add one section. We're gonna change the background. I'm gonna change it. Where are these guys? Is it this one? It's this one, I guess. And then we're gonna make this a really long one. So minimum height, it has to be at least 70 something. Oh, it wasn't this one, obviously. I took the wrong one. I think I don't have it in my assets. Oh, I do. Okay, what was this one? So, okay, so now we need an overlay. Overlay is easily done like this. 114 CBD. Then again, we need to make it a multiply, and then we're gonna make it, you know, harsher, like really harsh. Harsh. Yeah, now this is correct now. Okay, now we need to make 2 columns like this, and I'm gonna put a heading there. Okay, so this is the style. I should make it white. And also, okay, so this is like tighter, yeah, like 33% or something. So now we're gonna make it bigger. 36. And line height of 49 pixels. And since we want it to be, you know, we want it to be like here. So we need to give it some space from below. And now we're gonna add a form here. So I'm gonna add a form. Okay. So now we have the form. Let's first see what's happening here. We have the name, the email, the message, and the button. That much is okay. Agency, something. It's not there. I'm gonna choose not there, and I'm gonna remove this, remove that. Okay, so submit button has to say, let's talk, and should be really smaller than that. So let's come to the styling of this. So columns need more space. And also rows need more space. Yeah, that's good. Also, if you notice, there's a distance here, and also it's lower, so I'm gonna guess that there's something here. Okay, now let's go back to style from here. So label is not visible. And for field, we need no background color. We need a border. The border has to be solid, and then it's gonna have like 2 pixels, and it's gonna be white. So, and we want it to be a bit soft, more agency type, designery. So like now that's the correct way. The placeholder also has to be white. You focus on the field. It has to have some kind of white-ish vibe to it. So okay. So it's like this. Now it's working. Gonna need this for the button too, I guess. So let's come to the button. Has to be smaller. Let's make it 50 pixels high. Okay, so this is it. Also, button has to be 22, and then also white. Okay, and about this. Has to be a bit, yeah, it's bigger, better. I'm gonna make it stronger, 700. So the button and the hover has to change color. The background has to be white, like this. And the text has to be our accent color, 4181 EF. Like this. Okay, so this is how it is. Let's just update our work. Okay, contact us section is over. Now it's officially footer time. After the footer, we're done. Just like that. Just like that. Let's go. Again, we're in the dashboard, and then we have to go to save templates from templates, and you can see there's footer here. Let's just first view the footer that we have in a new tab. This is the footer, okay? So what we have here is a logo, another menu, and these guys. So we're gonna make that again. And then also add this part. And there's a call to action button, and then there's a subscription form. So these are actually made of 2 sections. They look very close to each other, but this is made of, well, this is 1 section, and this is 1 section with 3 columns. Let's just go ahead and start building our own footer. So I'm going to add another one. I'm going to call it footer. I'm going to call it agency footer. What is that? Okay, so let's just create this template and go on. We don't need that. We're not amateurs. We're not amateurs. We're going to make our own. So the first part is a 3-column one. So it's like this, pretty much like the navigation, the header. So I'm going to add a logo here. Sorry. I'm going to add a logo here. Okay. So 150 pixels. This is as much as it should be wide. So for putting menus in the footer, we can use icon list. The reason we use icon list and not a navigation menu is that navigation menu changes into a hamburger menu in the mobile, and we don't want that to happen. So let's just remove this first, and also remove this. Okay. So what does it say? It says mission, services, customers, testimonials, blog. So the first one has to be mission. And it should go to mission. Okay. So let's add another one. So space between them should be like this much. Yes, that's it. And it should be left aligned. Also, let's give some padding from the top. Because it's like this. This is not aligned, so I think we need some padding from right and left. More like it. Okay, great. So I'm gonna make it 16 points. So text color should be grayish, and when it is okay, great. So next one would be services. So let's just make this list again. And this has to be services. We actually forgot to add these CSS IDs to the sections. We're going to add them right after this section. After we're done with the footer, I'm going to take care of that too. So we don't have the contact us button here because we will have a call to action button basically below. So, okay. So I'm going to add social icons. Yes, that's my favorite part of the day. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And then we have Behance. Facebook icon is a bit different. Facebook. This is the one they use for it. Okay. So we need to be left aligned. Obviously, we should have them smaller. Way smaller than this. Should give them some distance between themselves. Colors have to be custom. Primary color is gone. The secondary color is something grayish. So now when we have icon hover, our accent color. So yeah. We made that part really easily. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Change this to a bit lower, and then this one, add another one here, but then leave others like that. I'm gonna go ahead and make it equal. Just get rid of these. We need a heading here that says we're expanding your sales and sectoral brand value. Sectoral brand value. Okay, so great. So now I'm gonna make it a tad smaller. So I'm gonna add a text block there as well. Add a spacer here. $30 is enough. I'm gonna add a button. The button says buy Jupiter X. We're not kidding. This is product placement, shamelessly. Okay, so 16. Okay, and also normal text color should be white. The hover text color would be white again. So the container will be this, and the hover should be like this. So yeah, it's better. Okay, this is good. So we duplicate this and we put it here, and instead of that we say contact us. So let's add an icon list here. Here I'm going to use the same thing for the text color. Okay. So do we need icons? No. Let's just make it 0. And I'm going to delete this and also remove this. Something happened here. I don't know what happened. Okay, and then I'm going to copy this. Okay, so we have this. We should give them some space so that they're separated. Now, finally, we're gonna have another of these headings, which says sign up for Jupiter X newsletter. Okay, this is the part that we talk about why they should sign up and whatnot. So let's just add it here. It's kind of easy. It's right there. I'm gonna copy this. By the way, it didn't change the content of this one. Just do that already. Okay, now it's better. All I need to do now is to add some space and then add a form, which is going to look very ugly first. Don't be scared when you see this. Don't go like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Just remove these. Just like that. Now we have only one. Let's just edit it. You can remove the label. That's it. The placeholder says email. You can just make it 75% so that we have space for the button. See, now we can make this 75% too. Sorry, we're gonna make this 25%. Now we have them both in the same line. So it's already looking better. There's nothing special you should do here. The field border has to be non-existent. So here it says, should say enter an email address, or as our example says, enter your email address. Okay, so this is it. So submit button is gonna say nothing. You're gonna have only an arrow. Towards the right. And remove this. Okay, so button. Okay, the button has to be like this, but not exactly like this. We're gonna do something here. We want it to be circular. This is how you make it circular, and this is how you make it happen. So you have to make this a little smaller so that it's right in the middle. Okay, so now it's 45, 45. We need no color for the icon. It's white basically. So here we need some background for the button. And in the hover, we need it to be a little lighter. So it just feels like, also here we need to clear it and make it white. So, okay. Okay, apparently they have a border, but it's very, very soft. So let's make this border. First of all, let's make this look a little more professional. No need to panic. It's like this and it's done. So we're just gonna have a border, a small one, a solid one, and like this, I guess. Yeah. Very nice, very smooth and very nice. Okay, the only thing we need now is to add a separator or a line, and then also only this one. In order to do that, we need a separator, or what we call a divider in the Elementor. Let's just add a section and add a divider. So as you can notice, the divider is black. First, we need to make it, maybe the same color as the border here. Okay, let's just make this 35 pixels. Great. Now we only need to add some text. This text, to be specific. So let's just create another section. This section is the last section that we're creating, and then we're gonna actually add this footer to our web page and check how it looks. So I'm gonna add a text editor. I'm gonna put it here. First of all, I'm gonna make it center oriented, and now I'm gonna come here, and then you can choose this one so nothing is carried with your right click, left click action. So you have to make it a tad smaller, and also normal, also some gray color. Also, we can go and make this no gap, and then add spacer here. Let's just save our work, refresh the page. Sometimes it malfunctions like this. There's nothing to worry about. You just save it, refresh, and then you're done. We're done with the footer. It's done. It's okay. It's ready. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. It looks close, but if you're really, if you really want to make it look like that, you can make these line distances, line heights. So then it's done. And update it. Then let's go to Customizer. I'm gonna now use the footer that we created, and put it in the web page, it's really satisfactory. So we had the footer before. Now I'm going to use agency footer. Now I'm going to close it. I'm going to publish it. And let's go back to the dashboard and go and see what happens on our page. So let's click edit with Elementor. As I told you, I had to change some things. Okay, so this is our page. We created it. It looks great. Okay, so everything is working. And finally, we can see our footer. Yes, this is the result of our hard work. We made it work, and it's actually working. This is our own footer, you know. So let's go up. I had to change some things, as you know. I told you that. Let me just go back to the dashboard. Let's just see this page. So you see, we have these services. Okay, so we're gonna add this. As I said, we have to add this to here. Services update. So this is customers. And this is testimonials. So then we have the blog section. So I'm gonna go this, and let's talk says, what does it say? It says contact, huh? Okay, let's come to here, and this is the contact section. Okay, so this is almost done. I'm gonna update it, and so there's something that I want to explain in the in the last part of this tutorial. When we make these web pages, we also should pay attention to how they look in a tablet or on a mobile device. Now, we don't have enough time in one crash course to show you all of that. I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, in 5-10 minutes, show you what happens and how to make it look good on a mobile phone. So this is the view that we have on a desktop computer. Now this is a tablet. Okay, so you see what happened here? Everything kind of went haywire. So what do we want here? We want it to we want this button to maybe look smaller. You see, you can choose many things and adjust them accordingly. So you see, all of them are different. So if you click on this or this, it's going to show you other options. So you can actually make them work. So here, for example, this is not the way we wanted it to look. We can actually make this like 100%. And then this picture comes down. Also this one, we can make this 100%. And then we can actually make some paddings. Like, let's say from right and left, we can make some 30 and then 30 like this, and then we can have this. Or this one, for example, can become not large but medium. See? And instead of there, it can be here, or we can just say, you know what, maybe you should hide it. Maybe you should hide it on a tablet device, and then it will be hidden. So you won't have this problem to deal with. So this section is okay on a tablet, but then again, here we see another problem. So here we were very generous with paddings. So maybe we should reduce this padding here. So instead of that much, just, you can just disable the padding altogether. And it doesn't look that bad to me. And actually you can make this thing go away. So here, for example, on the whole section, you can make it so that it has some 30 pixels from right and left, and also from top. It's better. And you can actually make this section 100%. See, it's already better. You can just say, don't show this. And I think we did that. No, we didn't. Hide the tablet and mobile. We don't need that. Here again, for example, this one can be like 100%. Very simply, it can be 30 from the right, 30 from the left. Don't worry about this, you won't see this, but you can give us like 30 from the top. And these guys. So you can give them like 4 columns, 2 columns, 3 columns. You can do whatever you want. And you can just go ahead and say no padding. For example, the company logos, we don't need any padding here. See? Already better. And like give this guy, we should make this different here. For example, if you just make this this section padding go away. Okay, so we have this column. See, it's a very delicate thing to do, but I'm just doing it very fast so you can see how this is done. You can actually make, now you can make paddings, or you can make these logos smaller. Maybe you can make this like 3 columns. Yeah, now it's better on tablet. So here you can make, you can duplicate this, and then you can just get rid of these. Just don't forget to click on it, come here and say don't show it on desktop or mobile. So this is only for tablet. So you just remove this. And then also duplicate it again. Just let this come below here, so it's not in our hair. Remove it, and then just, you know, make this 50% or even 70%, and remove these spaces from here. So this one, so you just say that this one also has to be hidden on mobile and tablet. Sorry, it has to be hidden on desktop and mobile, and then just go on basically. So the same thing here. So what we do here is only for tablet. So when I do this, also this, it looks good enough. And again for this part, so you see, this is how you kind of make it adjusted. So in order to make this not exploded as it is, and then you just have to disable the paddings and give it some, you know, logical paddings, maybe like 10. No, like give it like 20. Yeah, see, and then here it has to be like 100%, but then again you have to give it like some small padding like this, and you know, it just works like that. So basically this is how you make adjustments. Now you have to play around, you have to go on each section and tell the website to do what and how much it should just give paddings, or, you know, stuff like that. So this is how you do it. All right. Now you know what you didn't know an hour ago. Now get out there and use it to build landing pages for great companies to make or save massive amounts of money. You're welcome. In this crash course, we built a landing page for an agency using JupyterX. We have covered these following subjects: header, hero section, intro, services, subservices, customers, testimonials, blog, and footer. Ask me any questions you have in the comment section, and I, as your master, will answer them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get the next JupyterX crash course. Bye.